Good afternoon. Today I'll be talking about free time in a schedule. What days and times are you available? Over the variety of topics I've discussed, I haven't placed them in a hypothetical example to place them in more realistic scenarios. It's easy enough to say that anyone can make free time in a schedule. However, this is not always the case. I believe that this is both a learning process for me and the viewer to understand what I intend to teach for productivity. So today I'll be talking about this one scenario, the 9 to 5 worker. So why I brought up this scenario? It's close to me at the time I worked in the military, and so I'll talk about the mornings, the commute, food prep, getting back home, and sometimes there's days where you're feeling exhausted, or you could, or you have enough energy just to get right back to that project, or just get on your computer to just start working on the project. So, what had helped me for me at the time um, was the notepad, especially the notepad I had. It was perfect for whatever I had on mind, and I even used this notepad at work. The Kanban board, I did not start on the Kanban board until later. Other applications, Workflow, Emacs. Um, I believe that there's a couple of others. I think there was also it had a elephant logo for the company, and you were able to take notes and play and save them on your computer. I'll probably look into that a little bit later. Having a productivity partner really helps as well. All right, let's begin. Okay, so the application I was thinking about was Evernote, and I had to use Evernote at one point in time to just keep track of articles and bookmarks, just to combine them all in one category in that topic that I was focused on. Uh, so, starting with scenario one, well, you have the mornings. There's a certain time that you get up. You allow yourself maybe 30 minutes to an hour to get ready. You could do food prep in the morning, then have breakfast. You could also provide a stretching routine in there as well, just to feel a lot more limber while you're at work and throughout the day. At the time I was in the military, I had just, I think my main focus was really doing the food prep at night, meaning that if I have to go to work at, I believe at the time I had to go work at maybe 3:30 or 7, I would do the food prep the night before. Some people do food prep in the mornings as well, but let's say so you're focused on that, and now the commute, at least in my situation, was 15 minutes. So I always had to make sure that I did not allow myself to go past this time frame. Say that if I had to go to work at 6:30, I would probably leave maybe at 6:13 or a little bit earlier. Although, and I mean, I will admit there were some people who came even earlier than that because of the role, the responsibility that they had at work. So this is a big thing as well. So getting back home, I I usually gave myself 5 hours, 5 to 6 hours of sleep, and that alone probably made me tired. As soon as I got back home, felt exhausted. Maybe I would get right to my desk and I'd fall asleep. Although, I would wake up and then I would get right back to what I was working on. And at the time, I was working on the WordPress website, for which I had no idea how to work on in the first place. And so, Uh, in terms of the 9 to 5, in thinking of your mornings and your commute, um, something that I have seen often has been the commute. The time in the commute sometimes is even longer, maybe up to an hour, and this can also apply in scenarios where say you live in New York and uh, your apartment is in the Bronx. You take the train down to Manhattan, and it's about a 45 to an hour 15-minute ride. And some people accept that lifestyle, maybe because in the Bronx is cheaper. But if you add that if you add that up, it comes down to a 14-hour day, or possibly a 15-hour day. And then if you take a nap, maybe that could be just like an hour or two, and there goes 17 hours of your day. Actually, I may be overthinking this. If we're going in terms of eight hours, 9 to 5, then you have two hours and maybe some change, so like 10 hours and 30 minutes, and then you take the nap. It could be at least 12 hours of that day left, and depending on how much sleep that you get for the day, it could amount from 5 to 8, and that alone is it's something big to consider, and especially if you have just 4 hours of that free time left, or maybe even less, because at times you just don't even want to put your mind into work. You just want to enjoy, you just want to relax. And sometimes I even see that, well, after a day of work, you can also go to the gym and occupy that time just to beat rush hour as well. And you can always find a workaround on that. So going back to the focus on after work. So you're getting off work and you want to try to experiment with certain ideas on completing your project, your task, or just bringing your laptop with you and doing that on there. You can also go to a cafe, a library, and continue working on that, just so you can minimize that commute time, the rush hour time. It's something good to keep in mind. So, I believe that's all I have for today. I will expand more on the reminders, and still, as I create more and more episodes, maybe simplify some of the topics I discuss, and not go as long as maybe 7 minutes. Maybe make them a little bit shorter. All right. Until next time.